Boker Tov, everybody. Rabbi Eric Solomon, Raleigh, North Carolina. Some morning Torah, brief morning Torah on this remarkable, extraordinary morning. So I want to bring a brief message. I've been up most of the night. I imagine many of you were as well. We still don't know what the results are from the election. We're sitting in this in-between. And for many of us, last night was disappointing. For some of us, last night, I'm sure, was thrilling. Whatever it may be, last night's not over. This continues. We're in this, and I want to speak here about where we're at from a kind of Torah wisdom perspective. Where we're at is we're in between. We're in between. We, as humans, have the desire to get to the answer, to get to the result, to get to what's going to be, what will be, to be where it, and get the answer to what's going to be. And we're having to live in this extended time of not knowing what's going to be. And one way to metaphor to look at it, it's like the birth canal. My first daughter, when she was born, still remember, 17 plus years ago, it took like 30 something hours for her to finally come out of the birth canal and be born. And that period of time took so long. Me and my wife, it was scary. What will happen? Why is it taking so long? Why won't she come out? And the nurses and the doctors kept assuring us it's normal, especially for our first child. She's healthy. It will happen. Be patient. Take deep breaths. Very, very difficult. And the word that came up then, which comes up I want to raise now, is forbearance. The ability to sit in a place of being in between and to hold it. Just to hold it. Just not push too quickly to what the answer, the result will be, but to live in the in-between. It isn't pleasant. I don't for a moment say this is pleasant, but it is an opportunity to learn. This moment of hanging in between is a practice. And during this practice, as it was in birthing, what the nurses told us was, and my wife, was to breathe. Those deep breaths from the diaphragm, to slow down, to be as present in the moment as possible. Eventually, it will come. We do not know when, but it will come. It has come before. It will come now. We will find out. It may take days, weeks. It will come. But instead of spending all our energy, spiritual energy, focusing on getting to the answer, let the birth process occur. And in the meantime, it's a chance for us to learn about what it's like to live in this space. It's an unpleasant space, but it's a space, first of all, where we can have compassion on people in many parts of their own lives where they live in between. What's it like to be in the place where you don't know answers, where you don't have results? It's a place for learning. Second of all, it's a place for humility, to recognize that a lot of life, there's places of in-between that we want to rush right through. We want to know the end result. Who won the game? This is a chance, and we get it very quickly based on our phones and technology. Now to say, perhaps we should be a little more humble about the fact that not everything comes so quickly. Things will take time. Things that we care about take time. I'm hungry, I want to eat, I stuff it in. No. Take it slowly. Appreciate this moment. Breath, nature, prayer. The time for being in this moment. Let's not push through it. And I conclude with a piece of Torah. Our people, Bnei Israel, when we left Egypt, you better bet they complained to Moshe and the people, get us to the promised land now. Why do we have to wander? In fact, if you look at the map, it could have been like a 10-day journey straight from Egypt up to the land of Israel. It said it was 40 years. 40 years. And the complaining that happened amongst our people during that time. Straight up rebellions. Why? And many wisdom teachers, rabbis say, because there was what to be learned in the desert. There is what to be learned in the wandering. The wandering is not just like, let's get it over. The wandering has Torah to teach. In fact, the Torah itself was given in the desert and in the wandering. There is Torah to be learned right now in this space of what it feels like. This is an opportunity to practice being present in the moment and to hold off jumping to all about obsession of the results and focusing on gratitude for what's here now. Think about the pressure on those who are counting these ballots. How grateful are we for them for fulfilling the process? How grateful can we be for the fact that there is a process that by and large we can respect and we trust is going to be done correctly? How many countries in the world where this whole process is corrupt from its core and we know it's corrupt from its core? That we have faith, generally, that it's being done. This moment is a chance to learn about ourselves. Can we have the discipline? It's like when I was in high school, I used to squat weights. It's not about how many weights you can do and how many reps. It's, can you do one rep slowly? That's forbearance. That's wandering. This is an opportunity to work on our muscle of the wandering muscle, of the patience muscle. Oh God, me and my New York roots, my family, we're so impatient. Gewalt, I am so impatient. It's probably the number one thing I pray for every Yom Kippur. Please, God, help me be more patient. This is a chance to work on patience. Can I be with what is now? The promised land is still out there. The result will come. But let's not obsess only on that and miss an opportunity for the Torah gems that are right here. Whatever the result ends up being, whatever it ends up being, now is a time for holiness. Now is a time for learning. Now, breathe it in. Take it and see if you can hold it. That muscle and that strength will be important no matter what happens when the result comes. That is a spiritual skill. That's a lifelong skill. And it's just like when my wife was able to eventually birth our daughter, thank God. And we kind of forgot about those 35, 40 hours. It was pleasant to forget them. But it built us patience to hold our daughter later on when she was crying. That is a skill unto itself, a practice. I wish everyone a safe day, but I wish everyone a day where we stay present, we breathe through it, and we honor the fact that we're in between and we're wandering. The promised land is out there. Let's not rush it. Let's be here now. Boker Tov. Be safe. We'll see what happens.